And want to thank everyone for calling this important hearing as well, to our chair and to our ranking member. Tomorrow, I'll also be convening a hearing titled Disrupting Dangerous Algorithms, Addressing the Harms of Persuasive Technology in the Communications, Media, and Broadband Subcommittee, where we'll discuss legislative solutions to online amplification of content that spreads misinformation, threatens the mental and physical well-being of our children, and promotes extremism. One of the lines of questions that I had today, based on questions that came before from other colleagues earlier in this important hearing, lies around data retention and deletion. And I think there was a line of questioning even now from one of my colleagues as well. Does Instagram have in place practices to abide by the principle of data minimization, especially for sensitive personal information?
Yes, Senator.
Can you provide those to the committee?
Senator, I'd be happy to follow up with that.
That's a yes?
Senator, yes, I'll get the exact details on what we do and follow up with the committee.
Appreciate that. How long does Instagram store data related to what websites users visit and what internal links they click from inside the app?
Senator, I apologize, I do not know that offhand, but again, I'd be happy to get back to you with the specifics there.
Do you know how long Instagram stores location information for a user?
Senator, if you post a photo that has a location, it'll say that location on that photo, so that'll be stored for as long as that photo is up. In other cases, I assume we have retention policies that are quite short. We'll get back to you with the specifics, but it'll depend on the usage of location data.
When was the last time Instagram reviewed and updated its data decision, deletion, and retention policies?
Senator, we operate as one company, so it would be for both Instagram and Facebook. So there wouldn't be a specific retention policy for Instagram. I don't know the last time the policies were specifically updated, but I can tell you that we're constantly working on privacy, making sure that we can do more to empower people to protect their own data, and making sure that we're compliant with the increasing number of privacy regulations around the world.
Would you support federal policy legislation that enforces data retention limits and data deletion requirements?
Senator, not only would we support that, we believe it's important for there to be privacy regulation here in the US, and that's something that we've been very public about for years now.
When users request to download their data from Instagram, are users given all information that the company holds on them, including assumptions that the company has about them based on their behavior?
Senator, when you download your data, we give you everything that is associated with you, as far as I know, but I want to make sure I double check that. There are certain instances where, actually I can't think of any exceptions, but I'll get back to you.
So the other way that I would ask that question, that maybe it requires follow-up, is there any information that Instagram does not share with users when they request their data?
Senator, we do our best to share all the data, or all your data, when you ask to download your data. As we add new features, we add them to what we call download your data to make sure that you have all the data.
Instagram has the option for users to request to delete their data that Instagram holds. Is that correct?
Yes, and if you delete your account, we can delete your data if you request it.
Is there any data that Instagram holds from a user after a user deletes their information?
Not that I know of, Senator, no.
Is that something you can get back to me on as well?
Absolutely, but I can also assure you that we do all we can to delete all your data if you ask us to. To do otherwise would be incredibly problematic.
I appreciate that. There was a question that I asked Mr. Zuckerberg back in 2017 about Facebook's collection behavior about non-users, to which he responded to me that Facebook did not collect non-user information. Facebook, about a week later, released a correction to that, where Mr. Zuckerberg must have been mistaken or had a lapse in how he responded to that particular question. But nonetheless, I really want to get to the bottom of that, especially with the rampant collection of data from individuals as well. And then the last question, Madam Chair, that I'll submit into the record, because I'm out of time now, is the work that has to be done in non-English language disinformation and misinformation. It's a huge problem. I think it's important for Facebook, for Instagram, and Meta. I get confused with which term I should be using here with rebranding. I guess I'm not so good with it, but
I'm comfortable with any term you would prefer.
that we're able to get disaggregated data as we requested in this hearing from a Facebook witness, and we still have not been responded to. And I think it's very important for the committee's wishes to be respected, which were done in a bipartisan way.
Senator, I appreciate that point. Since we talked about that the other day, I've started to look into that. There are a number of ways we might be able to break out data around our community standards enforcement policy. It's possible. One possibility is what language the content is in. Another possibility is what language the person who sees that content speaks. Another possibility is what country. And so we're going to get back to you on what we think is the most efficient and responsible thing we can do in this space. And I'll personally make sure that we do that and get back to you promptly.
Thanks, Senator Lujan. Senator Lee.